You want it so badly. And yet, the more you reach, the further it seems to slip. You align, you affirm, you visualize. But deep down, something still feels off. Like reality is on a delay. Like life keeps buffering right before the breakthrough. Here's the paradox no one talks about. Chasing what you want keeps you from receiving it. Because the act of chasing is rooted in the energy of not having. And the universe doesn't speak English. It speaks frequency. It listens to the signal underneath your words. So when your body is saying, "I'm not safe until it arrives," the field mirrors back more reasons to wait. Pause. Breathe that in. This isn't your fault. It's a survival pattern. You were taught to strive, not to soften. To do, not to dwell. To hustle, not to harmonize. But what if the path isn't about doing more? It's about being different? What if the version of you that already has it moves through life in a completely different rhythm? And here's the deeper fracture point. Every time you chase, you reinforce the timeline where you don't have it yet. And that loop becomes your identity. You're not just chasing the desire. You're becoming the chase. But time isn't linear, and receiving isn't later. It's now or never. This moment is the frequency. So the question is, can you stop running long enough to feel the signal that's already trying to find you? It's easy to think the problem is out there. The wrong job, the wrong timing, not enough money, not enough support, not enough something. But the truth is quieter and closer. Most blocks aren't visible. They're vibrational. Whispers in your subconscious, echoes in your nervous system that say, "It's not safe to have what I want." You see, the mind might crave expansion, but the body clings to what's familiar, even if it hurts, even if it keeps you small. That's not sabotage. That's protection. Your subconscious doesn't care about your goals. It cares about your survival. And it learned, somewhere along the way, that safety meant staying the same. So now, every time you move toward that next level version of you, resistance rises. Not because you're broken, but because a younger part of you is scared. Scared to be seen. Scared to lose love. Scared to outgrow who you were taught to be. And the field, it feels that. It listens not to your vision board, but to the frequency beneath your skin. So manifestation becomes less about thinking big and more about feeling safe in what you're calling in. This is the hidden block, the mismatch between the future you desire and the frequency you live in. Not wrong, not bad, just a signal asking for coherence. And when you bring love to the part of you that resists, you begin to collapse the distance between you and the life you crave. We've been taught to think in lines. This leads to that. Action creates result. Cause, then effect. But in the quantum field, there is no straight line. There is only vibration, only resonance, only possibility, coexisting in every moment like stars waiting to be seen. You're not walking down a timeline. You're swimming in a field. An ocean of infinite outcomes, each one responding to the signal you become. This field doesn't work like a vending machine. It's not do this, get that. It's more like a mirror, reflecting not what you asked for, but what you are. So if you're tuned to doubt, the field echoes doubt. If you're resonating lack, it mirrors lack, not to punish you, but to show you your signal. Imagine your body like a radio tower. Every thought, every emotion, every belief is a frequency you're broadcasting. And reality? It simply tunes in, which means you're not waiting for life to respond. You are the response. You are the initiator, the source. And when you shift your signal, the mirror shifts too. This isn't fantasy, it's physics. Even modern science whispers it now. The observer shapes the observed. Consciousness collapses possibility into form. So maybe the life you're chasing is already here, in a frequency you haven't tuned to yet. Pause. Breathe that in. You don't need to force. You only need to remember. You are not reacting to reality. You are creating it. Right now. With every breath. With every belief. You can't think your way into a new reality. You have to feel it. Live it. Be it. Because the mind may set the intention, but the body is the broadcaster. Your nervous system, that sacred web of memory and meaning, is the antenna, the translator, the mirror. And if your body doesn't feel safe having what your mind desires, the signal won't hold. This is where most people disconnect. They affirm the vision, but embody the fear. But here's what science tells us. Your brain is changeable. Your biology is not fixed. Neuroplasticity reshapes patterns. Epigenetics rewrites stories in your cells. So when you choose new thoughts and pair them with new emotions, you create new signals. And those signals, over time, become your state of being. You're not just rewiring your mind. You're retuning your frequency. But embodiment isn't dramatic. It's subtle. It's soft. It's sacred. It's the shift in your breath when you let yourself relax. The drop in your shoulders when you feel safe to receive. The warmth in your chest when something finally feels true. This is the real work. Not becoming, but remembering. Reuniting thought with sensation. Desire with deserving. Future with form. So right now, pause. Notice your breath. Feel your body. Let's speak. Because your body doesn't lie. And when it aligns, everything follows. Your emotions, they're not random. They're not weakness. The real-time readout of your frequency. They're the language your subconscious speaks fluently. And the universe? It listens in that same language. So if you want to change your reality, you have to start by changing how you feel. Not by force. Not with fake positivity. But with intimacy. With presence. Most people wait for the thing to arrive. Then they'll feel joy. Then they'll feel safe. Then they'll feel enough. But that's backwards. Because emotion isn't the effect. It's the activator. Feel it now. And the field rearranges to match. Feel abundant. And opportunities seem to come from nowhere. Feel loved. And connection deepens without needing to search. Feel safe. And your body stops bracing for the next breakdown. Pause. Notice what emotion lives in you most often. What signal have you been rehearsing? Is it lack, fear, waiting? Or is it trust, gratitude, peace? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to feel it for real, even for a moment, and then another. Your emotions are not in the way of your manifestation. They are the manifestation. They're the bridge between thought and form. So sit with this. What if you allowed yourself to feel the end result now, before it shows up, before it's proven? What if that's the very thing that makes it real? Close your eyes. Gently. No force. Just an invitation inward. Let the outer world soften. Let the noise dissolve. And now, bring to mind a version of you who already has it. The life, the love, the clarity, the peace. Don't think it. Feel it. Where does it live in your body? Is it in your chest? Your belly? Your breath? Can you sense it? As a warmth? A quiet knowing? A subtle yes? Now, imagine. You're a radio dial. And every emotion is a signal. Each breath, fine-tuning the frequency. Adjust gently. Turn the dial to safety, to trust, to abundance already here. Let your nervous system relax into it. Let your cells feel it as truth. You're not waiting for the field. You are the field. You're not asking for permission. You're returning to your signal. Say it softly if you like. I am the frequency. I am the arrival. I'm already home. Let that echo in your chest. Not as a mantra to force, but as a remembering to feel. This is not visualization. It's calibration. You are stepping into resonance with the timeline that's always been calling you. And right now, as you breathe, it's tuning back. Hold that. Not with effort, with presence. Because this signal is you. Now that you've tuned in, don't rush out. Stay here in the stillness after the signal. Because something is shifting, even if it's quiet, even if you can't see it yet. Manifestation isn't a machine. It's a mirror, and mirrors respond to presence, not pressure. So watch, not with obsession, but with reverence. The moment you start chasing again, you step out of alignment and back into delay. But when you hold the frequency, even when nothing seems to change, you bend time. You collapse the waiting. You invite the reflection to find you. Not later, but now. Reality is listening, but it listens in echoes, not alarms. So notice the subtle responses. A text, a whisper of intuition, a sudden moment of peace you can't explain. These are signs, not from the outside world, but from your field, mirroring back the frequency you've just become. The mind may ask, where is it? But the soul knows. It's already unfolding. Stay soft, stay present, stay tuned, because impatience scrambles the signal. Doubt distorts the message. But trust amplifies everything. So instead of reaching, start witnessing. The field is responding. It always has been. It's not about making it happen. It's about staying aligned long enough to let what's already yours arrive. If you really want to know your frequency, look at your relationships. Not with judgment, not with blame, but with curiosity. Because people aren't just people. They're mirrors, reflecting the signals you hold, especially the ones you don't know you're broadcasting. That friend who always needs you but never sees you. What is that mirroring? That partner who feels distant the moment you open up. What signal are they responding to? This isn't about fault. It's about frequency. Others meet us where we meet ourselves. And often, they reveal where we're still split, still holding back, still not fully tuned in. And yes, that can feel uncomfortable. But discomfort is often the beginning of real clarity. Because when someone triggers you, they're usually touching a part of you. That's asking to be seen, held, realigned. Relationships are sacred barometers. They echo our beliefs about worth, love, and safety with startling precision. But here's the shift. Instead of taking it personally, what is this teaching me about my signal? What am I still rehearsing beneath the surface? This is emotional mastery in action, not in solitude, but in reflection. Because frequency isn't just an inner state. It's relational. It moves through the space between you and everything you touch. And when you shift internally, the mirror adjusts. The people, the patterns, the projections, they all begin to change. Not because they decided to, but because you did. Here's the layer almost no one speaks about. It's not just your thoughts, not just your emotions, not even just your energy. It's your identity. The version of you that you believe yourself to be. Because your identity is your signal. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. And who you are being is shaped by who you believe you are. So if deep down, you still see yourself as someone who's not ready, not worthy, not capable, the field mirrors that. Not to punish, but to reflect. But here's the key. Identity is fluid. It's not fixed. It's a frequency you can choose moment by moment. So instead of asking, how do I get what I want? Ask, who am I when it's already mine? How do you walk? How do you breathe? How do you show up when you're no longer needing, but simply being? Because manifestation isn't a reward. It's a reflection. It's your identity unfolding into form. This is the deeper shift. You're not becoming something new. You're remembering what you already are and letting go of the static. That's been jamming your signal. So soften, not to shrink, but to return. Return to the self that doesn't chase. Because it already is. Return to the identity that life recognizes instantly. Because the moment you embody it, the field has no choice but to match it. Letting go isn't giving up. It's getting in tune. It's not weakness. It's wisdom. It's the art of allowing the current to carry you instead of trying to bend the tide. Because when you're pushing, striving, gripping, you're signaling fear. You're broadcasting a belief that life won't move unless you force it. But the truth is, life is already moving. The wave is already rising. Your only task is to stop paddling upstream. Surrender isn't a collapse. It's a calibration. It's stepping out of the mind's frantic need to control and into the body's deep trust in what's unfolding. Imagine the ocean. You are not separate from it. You are the wave. And the wave doesn't worry if it's enough. It doesn't question its timing. It simply rises because the tide is encoded in its being. You too are encoded with desire, with direction, with divine timing. So let go, not of the vision, but of the grip. Let go of the fear that it won't happen. Let go of the lie that you must earn what's already aligned. This isn't passive. It's powerful because presence is the highest frequency. And when you return to it, everything finds you. You don't have to chase what's meant. You only have to become available to it. If your breath slowed, if your chest softened, if something quiet inside whispered, yes, this feels like truth, then this message was meant for you. Not for me, but from you, to yourself. A signal, a remembering, a moment of resonance with something you've always known, but maybe forgot how to hear. This space we're creating, it isn't just a channel. It's a mirror, a place where the noise quiets and your own knowing gets louder. So if this moves something in you, if you want to keep tuning in, not just to words, but to yourself, you're invited, not to follow, but to remember, to return, again and again, to the frequency that feels like home. You won't find force here. No loud promises. No quick fixes, just truth, spoken slowly, softly, in rhythm with your evolution. So if you're ready to keep walking this path together, click subscribe. Not for me, but for you, as a ritual, as a commitment, as a whisper to the field that says, I'm open now. I'm ready to receive. Frequency isn't something you visit. It's something you become. Not once, not just when things fall apart, but every day, in the quiet moments no one sees. This is where the real shift happens. Not in the breakthrough, but in the repetition, in the sacred, small acts of tuning back in. When your mind wants to spiral, or your nervous system forgets the truth. Because change isn't a single decision. It's a series of micro-alignments. Moments where you choose to breathe instead of brace, to trust instead of grasp, to feel instead of numb. And every time you return to the signal, you strengthen it. Every moment of presence rewires your brain, re-regulates your body, and reshapes the field around you. This is neuroplasticity in motion, energy in devotion, alignment as a practice, not a performance. So ask yourself gently, what anchors me? What rituals remind me who I am? When the world feels loud and my fear feels bigger than my faith, it doesn't need to be big. A breath, a word, a hand on your heart. That's enough. That's more than enough. Because the quantum doesn't need drama. It responds to steadiness, to resonance over time. So make frequency your rhythm. Not perfectly, but consistently. And soon, the signal becomes second nature. Not because you forced it, frequency, but because you live. Time bends. What once felt far away starts showing up without warning. Not because you chased harder, but because you matched it. This is the collapse of time. Not magic, not coincidence, but coherence. Moments align, paths open. The thing you were waiting for appears in a way you never expected, and yet somehow always knew. Because when you're fully in resonance, you don't wait for the future. You invite it. You become it. And time responds, not in days or years, but in now, in sudden yes, in perfect timing, in the soft unfolding of exactly what you needed, exactly when you stopped needing it. Pause. Think of a moment when life surprised you, when something arrived the moment you let go. That wasn't random. That was alignment. You didn't make it happen. You let it happen through you. And now, this becomes your new rhythm. Not manifestation as struggle, but as remembering. Not results as reward, but as reflection. This power isn't reserved for the few. It lives in you. It always has. The quantum field has no limits, only invitations. And when your frequency says yes, the field says it back, without hesitation. So celebrate the synchronicities. Notice the ease, and let awe become your compass. You're not bending time through effort. You're bending time through embodiment. And the more you live this truth, the faster it finds you. There is nothing more to become. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not missing anything. You're the signal. Now, already, the field isn't waiting for you to catch up. It's mirroring you exactly as you are. Not the version you perform, not the one you project, but the one who's breathing right here, in this still moment. You don't need to chase alignment. You are alignment when you return to presence. Feel it, right now. The quiet pulse beneath your thoughts. The soft knowing beneath the noise. That's the signal. That's you. You're not separate from the field. You're the field. The ocean isn't around you. It's within you. And every wave you send comes back tenfold. So let your frequency be a prayer. Not shouted, but felt. Let be peace. Let be truth. Let be enough. This is your home frequency. And every time you return, reality rearranges to meet you. Not through force, through presence, through remembrance. If this resonated, drop one word in the comments. Your chosen signal, your frequency, your truth. Not for me, but for you. As a mirror, as an anchor, as a beginning.